Hello everybody, it's Sean and we're back again with another video with JC's Home Finds Vlogs. Yves Saint Laurent, or YSL as it's generally known, is a brand that truly held up to its name over the years. And as YSL bags became cult classic among bag lovers, it eventually became attractive to the eyes of counterfeiters everywhere. And so with this video, I'll be here to help you out in identifying the legitness of your YSL bags.
That was legitness.
Let's go! Now, the first thing that we need to check on a YSL handbag is its main material. Authentic YSL bags come in an array of materials including lambskin, metallic, suede, calfskin, and textured leathers. Because these materials are common, counterfeits can unfortunately appear convincing. However, if you could make do to check the bag's lining, you'll notice it has a leather trim with a black textile hem on it. That is one of the strong signs that your YSL bag is an authentic one. Looking a tad closer now, and the leather must be glued to a textile lining to create a seamless transition within the intertwining materials. By the way, being glued, as you may have noticed, is not a cause of concern. Most YSL materials are done this way. Now that we're done with the materials, let's move on with the physical structure of the bag. When we're checking an authentic YSL bag and its physical structure, you have to make sure that you notice firsthand the edges, which will look mostly uniform along its finishes. Furthermore, if the bag features a matelassy, which is a mimic of a hand stitching technique, it shall appear as if each row of the stitches would look exactly of the same width and perfectly aligned with each other. It may also appear as if it's raised upwards on the surface with quite a quilted appearance. And take note, they will always have the same number of stitches when you examine the sides of the bag. With this in mind, therefore, there must never be any double stitching present on the bag. Also, any signs of loose threads, double stitching, or similar poor quality is an absolute bad sign and is therefore, you guessed it, a fake. Now that we're done with the stitches, we have to make sure that we inspect the hardware also. Now on this part, you have to pay close attention to because it's the longest one on the video. YSL without a doubt has one of those signature brands with a very recognizable logo. As such, at a glance, you must also want to recognize easily its authenticity all the same. You see, when you pay close attention to the font, do you notice how the letters are conjoined to one another at a vertical arrangement? We'll be walking through this one by one, starting with the letter Y. Now, the left arm of the Y should be thicker than its right, and the S curve at the bottom should slither above the left arm. And below the right arm, focusing with the letter S, it should look like it's sliding behind the thick leg of the bottom of the letter Y. Now, the bottom stroke of the S, we're now at the bottom stroke of the S, should overlap the letter L, and it should be tucked behind on the bottom stroke of the S. Once again, take note with the slope of the L, we're now at the letter L, it starts wider at the top and narrows down as it hits the horizontal leg on the bottom. The S will also change weight at its middle to look slightly thicker, then slims all the way down to the last stroke. Now, if you're having a hard time to keep up and to remember these, I've listed the summation of the entire walkthrough. Feel free to take a screenshot and pause the video right now. Now that was a mouthful, wasn't it? And speaking of a mouthful, before we get started on the next part, I would like to ask everyone to show some love and send us a like, share, and subscribe with JC's Home Finds Vlogs to be updated and posted on contents and our uploads. You know what? This reminds me of that one thing Mr. New Vegas said.
It's me again, Mr. New Vegas, reminding you that you're nobody till somebody loves you, and that somebody is me. I love you.
That's something
something I need to know about. I mean, that affects me.
Now with that out of the way, let's move on to the hardware. The interior zipper pulls are also a key point of authentication. Genuine bags will feature mostly zippers with a signature bend in them. These pulls are not entirely flat and may have a crimp near the base. Now onto the last part with the style number and its blind stamp. In contrast to the ones that we're used to see on other brand tags like heat stamps and your typical leather tags, YSL uses a different technique in putting their own, which is called a blind stamp. Well, mostly on their bags. In definition, a blind stamp is an image, design, or lettering formed by creating a depression in the paper, or in this case, since we are holding a bag, a leather material. It is the opposite of embossing, which refers to a design created by raising the paper above the surrounding area. Now, onto the YSL specifics. The blind stamp will say made in Italy, and below or above the phrase will be the style and art number. The style number is 6 digits with a 4 to 5 digits art number and should match on the accompanying tag if present. You can confirm the style number by searching online under more details on the Saint Laurent website. I'll be leaving a link on the description or caption wherever you're watching this video right now. Last thing to take note, more recent iterations of Saint Laurent bags will feature a prefix and dot before the style and art number, while older bags will only include the style and art number. And that's it for today with our how to spot your fake YSL handbags. Thank you so much once again for joining me on this video, and I hope you learned something new today. And always remember that you're nobody till somebody loves you, and that somebody is me.
I love you.
I'll see you in the next one, and stay fabulous as always.
You're nobody till somebody cares.